Alright, so now we have Ember as a blue tier dragon, and he's at epic status because he's got 3 abilities. 2 active, Cloak and Death Gaze, 1 passive, which is an Archer resist, which at this level is pretty awesome. And when you compare him to some of these other blue tier dragons, I mean, head and shoulders above the rest, in a class of his own. We've got Chromon, Druid, Bolt, Cobalt, and Viscus as our other blue tier hunters, and none of them even come close to comparing with Ember. Druid is a favorite of some. However, evasion is really not as useful as one would like it to be. So Cloak is the much better alternative to evasion. So right off the bat, you've got Ember. He beats Druid in that category. Healing Mark is very useful, but with the combination of evasion and only a storm resist, Druid honestly fell short for me a lot of the time, whereas Ember has the Archer resist, Death Gaze, and Cloak, which we already have established is better than evasion. So he's the best, easily the best blue tier hunter that we've got. The warriors, we have Kelsis, obviously, in blue tier. I think Kelsis is really the only blue tier warrior worth even looking at, because she's epic, and she's got some pretty good spells and resists. Now, I do have Dodo, and Dodo was my superstar, as you can see, and was a great war dragon, and we used to take out, 100k defense bases with like 2 Dodos working together, and back when I was level 25, that was a really, really big deal. So I loved Dodo's spell combo because you've got red and blue, you've got an offensive and a defensive, and a pretty good resist, cannon resist, but not everybody has Dodo. That's the trouble. And so you can obtain Ember, and honestly, I would even say now Ember's spell combo is better than Dodo's spell combo. So I have faith in Ember's abilities. So I'm looking right now at a base. It's a level 56. It's got a little over 100k defense power. And right now, Ember unboosted is at 40k attack power. So I am going to boost him a little bit. I'm going to give him an HP boost. And looking at this base, again, I'm not really going to waste any real spells, but I'll go ahead and I'll give him a Ballista resist because I have 231 of them, and it might help me in this middle island. So without really considering what my strategy is going to be or looking too carefully at the base, I'm just going to go right ahead and attack. And with him boosted, Ember's at 50k, so this base is just about exactly double his power. And we'll see how far we get. I might have to actually start paying attention to my flying. So obviously one very important thing about Cloak is that it allows you, it's preventative. It allows you to keep yourself from getting hit. And especially early on in the game, it will just prevent you from taking damage, and the further you can get with quite a bit of health, the better it is when you get to tough islands. It's not too shabby. He did pretty well. I'm not even necessarily doing a very good job of flying, and he's doing very well, so. And I'm gonna let this farm sit for a little bit so that I can regenerate some rage. I'm already at 70%, so that's pretty good. Alright. So that's not bad at all. Ember just took out something twice as powerful as he is, with fairly little effort. So I'm relatively impressed with that. So I'm gonna go try Ember on an even larger base now, with 168k defense power, and heal him up. Fully boosted, Ember is now at 68k. I see that it's got some archer towers here, so that will be good considering that Ember has this archer resist. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add, I guess, a trebuchet resist, because I'm looking at this long island and realizing that I'll probably want a little bit of help getting through that section. Overall, this base actually doesn't look really that bad. Even though it is 100k more powerful than my dragon, I am pretty confident that Ember can handle it. So I'm gonna go right ahead and see if anyone is silly enough to join me. I do feel a little like a bully. I'm level 221 attacking all of these level 40s and 50s. Right. So what I want to do is I want to very quickly take out these mage towers. Hide myself. And I will cloak and let myself regenerate a little bit of rage, because I used up quite a bit of rage here. I don't remember what's coming on this short island, so I'm gonna not cast anything until I can see it. Oh, that's not bad. I'll leave this farm alone and regenerate a little bit of rage, because I see a red mage coming up, which for someone who relies very heavily on death Ks is a little bit tricky. Okay. Not bad. Ooh, I'm quite low on health. But I made it, which is the important thing. So, yeah. All in all, I definitely recommend Ember for this tier. You really only have Kelsis and Etzel, who are, oh, and Druid, I guess, who are epic, in the blue tier, but definitely in terms of hunters, Ember is far superior to Druid. Like, absolutely. I was never a fan of Druid, but I love this spell combo on Ember, so he is much, much better, in my humble opinion. Kelsis is a good warrior, but if you prefer hunters, Ember is absolutely the way to go in this tier. So now I'm gonna go and we're going to evolve him to orange tier, and he gets invert. Alright, this is one of my very favorite spells, and anyone who knows me and who knows how much I love Nightshade, we've got invert and cloak here together, and this shit just got real. So I'm gonna train him up. We might even be able to get him to expert. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know how much food I have, and I don't really know how much XP I have. But we'll go as far as we can. Okay, I might just try to expert him and hunt the rest of this food myself.